Good morning, students. Welcome to the class on advanced organic reagents. Today we will discuss about palladium catalyzed coupling reactions. In this class we will discuss about introduction about palladium reagents, then followed by Heck coupling. Palladium reagents are most important during the past decades. Palladium catalyzed coupling reactions have emerged as a versatile tools for the formation of carbon-carbon bonds both in research and industry. This is mainly due to the advantages such as atom economic. Mostly these coupling reactions will involve in the retaining of most of the atoms. So that is why it is called atom economic. Like pericyclic reactions are 100% atom economic, and after pericyclic reactions, these are the next highest atom economic reactions. Another most important factor is high regio chemo and stereo selectivities. Mostly these coupling reactions will not change the stereochemistry of substrates. So most of the time the substrate stereochemistry will be retained. So these are highly regio chemo and stereo selective reactions. Not only that, we can access the complex carbon-carbon frameworks which is otherwise it is not possible to synthesis in normal reactions. What are coupling reactions? They'll just couple two carbon frameworks. One carbon framework, it may be a large molecule, this may be a large molecule. The palladium catalyzed reactions will couple these two things to generate a complex organic structures. So due to these advantages, palladium catalyzed coupling reactions are what we call CH activations or activation of carbon halogen bonds. These are most important reactions both in research as well as industry. Mostly we use transition metals for coupling, not only palladium. Other transition metals are also used for carbon-carbon coupling reactions. So transition metals have the ability to donate or accept electrons from organic compounds by change of their oxidation state and coordination number. Mostly transition metals will have different coordination numbers and different structures based on the oxidation state of the metal. So when we change the oxidation state, its structure and coordination number will change. So in that way, they are able to coordinate with organic compounds by changing their oxidation state and coordination number. So this is what we call as oxidation or reduction. So when it undergoes oxidation, it coordinates with organic compounds. When it undergoes reduction, it removes the ligands which it is having. So through this process, the change of structure and coordination number will generate addition of ligands to transition metals, then removal of ligands from transition metals. Generally, we use palladium zero complexes for coupling reactions. Palladium zero complexes are electron rich nucleophiles they are electron rich. Because of their electron rich, they are prone to oxidation. So oxidation occurs on the palladium zero complexes, electron rich palladium complexes. Then they will undergo ligand association. When it undergoes oxidation, it leads to ligand association. So ligand association, then an insertion reaction and oxidative coupling. So these steps will occur when we use palladium zero complexes for coupling reactions. Because they are nucleophilic in nature, they will undergo oxidation easily, so that they will release some electrons. Then ligand association, that means ligands will be added to palladium, ligands in the sense organic molecules. Organic molecules will be added at this step. Then they will undergo insertion process, same organic molecules, and then oxidative coupling will be completed. When they undergo oxidation, palladium zero complexes generally will be oxidized to palladium 2 complexes. Palladium 2 complexes are electrophilic in nature. Palladium 2 complexes are electrophilic in nature and undergo ligand association and reductive coupling reactions. Palladium 2 complexes are electrophilic in nature. So the palladium 2 complexes will generally undergo ligand association and then reductive coupling reactions. So after reductive coupling, they will generate the carbon-carbon coupling products. You can refer Jufel book for this palladium catalyzed coupling reactions. We don't need to refer any other book, just Jufel is more than enough for exam preparation. Please take a correction. It is ligand dissociation. Then insertion of organic compounds. You write these organic compounds here. Generally, palladium zero complexes will undergo ligand dissociation. So whatever the ligands on palladium complex are there, they will undergo dissociation. Some of the ligands will be leaving the complex. Then organic compounds will undergo insertion to the palladium. Then oxidative coupling will give the product. Mostly we use this palladium reagent for the coupling reactions. It is called, its structure is square planar. Here palladium is in zero oxidation state. Zero oxidation state. It is 18 electron system and its coordination number is 4. So it is the maximum coordination number with palladium zero complexes. Its name is tetrakis because we have four such groups. So tetrakis, and each group is triphenyl phosphine continuation palladium 0. Tetrakis triphenyl phosphine palladium 0. This reagent is generally yellow crystalline compound when it is freshly prepared, and it is more reactive when it is freshly prepared, but it loses its activity on long storing. So generally, because it loses its activity on storing, generally it is advised to prepare it freshly. So whenever we want to utilize this reagent, we will prepare this freshly. So how do we prepare this? It's a simple process. This is commercially available palladium reagents, dichloropalladium or palladium acetate or palladium bisphenol phosphine dichloride. So these are available commercially. Then what we need to do is we need to use excess of triphenyl phosphine so that we will get tetrakis triphenyl phosphine palladium catalyst. So it is an in situ preparation of this active catalyst. So whenever we want use this catalyst, what we will do, we will take any of these reagents and we will reduce that with triphenyl phosphine. So it is an in situ reduction process where you can clearly see here palladium is in +2 oxidation state, here palladium is in 0 oxidation state. So triphenyl phosphine acts as a good reducing agent, and it in situ prepares the tetrakis triphenyl phosphine palladium 0 for the coupling reactions. Here in this catalyst, triphenyl phosphine provides good electron density to the metal, makes it good nucleophile. So this favors the oxidative addition and reductive elimination. So that is why most of the time we use this tetrakis triphenyl phosphine palladium 0 complex for the coupling reactions because of its high electron densities. Now, palladium 2 complex can also be reduced to palladium 0 complexes. So it is again in situ reduction with different reagents. So one I have seen triphenyl phosphine will reduce this palladium 2 to palladium 0. Other than triphenyl phosphine, we can use amines or alkenes or organometallic reagents. We can use all these reagents for the reduction of palladium 2 to palladium 0 for in an in situ reduction fashion. Not only triphenyl phosphine, we can use many phosphine ligands for the palladium complexes. We can use palladium DBA. This is called dibenzyl acetone. When we condense acetone with benzaldehyde, we will get this compound. It is called dibenzylidene acetone. So since we have two, it is called bis dibenzylidene acetone palladium 0. So many phosphine complexes, not only phosphine complexes, we can use many ligands for the palladium complexes. So tetrakis triphenyl phosphine is the one stable complex. Then PDDBA twice is another stable complex. Likewise, we can use many ligands. So instead of writing all the palladium complexes, what I will do, I'll simply give the different ligands which are used for complexing with palladium. This is bis diphenyl phosphinomethane. Bis diphenyl phosphinomethane. Bis diphenyl phosphinomethane. This is bis dimethyl phosphinomethane. Bis dimethyl phosphinomethane. This is bis. There are two such phosphine ligands, bis diphenyl phosphinopropane. Bis diphenyl phosphinopropane. This is bis diphenyl phosphinoethane. So we can use several such ligands uh, for stable palladium complexes. When we boil DBA with palladium dichloride, we will get palladium DBA complex. So the preparation of palladium DBA complex is also very easy. Then how these palladium reagents are used for coupling with alkenes, alkyl halides. First, I will discuss how these palladium reagents will undergo insertion with alkynyl halides. Generally, it undergoes oxidative addition. Palladium will undergo oxidative addition between the alkene carbon and the halogen. In that process, it will just attach where the halogen was there. It will not change the bonding. So that means here what we are getting? We are getting retention of stereochemistry. Retention of stereochemistry. So if it is cis2R dash, the product must be cis2R dash. If it is trans to R dash, the product must be trans to R dash. In that case, palladium coupling reactions are highly stereoselective. So most of the time, the stereochemistry of carbon halogen bond. So this will undergo coupling. So the stereochemistry will be retained in the product also. So we are discussing palladium coupling reactions with alkynyl halides. So we will just see some methods how we can prepare alkynyl halides with the desired stereochemistry. For example, how we can prepare either bromine or iodine here. How we can prepare cis alkynyl halide. How we can prepare cis alkynyl halide. Cis alkynyl halide can be prepared either boron reductions so alkynyl halides can be prepared alkynyl halides can be prepared with boron reductions. Here it is Z alkynyl halide, or we can also use alkyl lithium, then bromine or iodine, then followed by diboron reduction. So this is one reagent or this is second reagent.